Well, I am back in the saddle again. I haven't done a truly long distance trail in 4 years. Anyway, I'm dusting off the cobwebs. In case you're not familiar with the Arizona Trail, it is a national scenic trail that spans 800-ish miles from the border of Mexico up to the border of Utah. And probably the part that I'm looking most forward to, it does go from rim to rim through the Grand Canyon. 2 years ago, I actually tried to thru hike the Arizona Trail, but a mudslide closed the northern rim of the Grand Canyon. So after hiking less than 2 miles of the Arizona Trail, I ended up having to go home because I wasn't going to thru hike the Arizona Trail without being able to do the Grand Canyon section. And then last year I had planned on coming back and doing a northbound hike, but I got pregnant, so things changed. So it really just has been a long time coming for me to try to get back out here and attempt this thing again. I took a little lunch break once I got back to Montezuma Pass. And now I begin this 5-mile, super steep apparently, uphill right out the gate. It's the Arizona welcome. It took us 7 days, a week, to get from Alabama to Arizona. That's 24 travel hours that it should take. But we only got just maybe at most 4 good travel hours a day between having to stop for Mom's little Yorkie dogs and Bratcher, and I mean, we had to stop too. I had a side quest nearly every day to try to find dry ice because I was traveling with some frozen breast milk and some fresh breast milk and also some freeze-dried breast milk, so he's got a full variety. So not only did I face some new challenges on traveling, but definitely facing some new challenges for this thru hike. One, I have to pump breast milk while I'm out here, because if I don't, then my supply will dry up. And I want to continue breastfeeding once I get off trail. So that's a new one. And then also I'll be moving them from Airbnb to Airbnb along the way, or motels, whatever we can find. So it's definitely going to be more of a challenge financially than my other thru hikes. Well, except for maybe the AT. But this is the way that I'm able to do this thru hike. And honestly, I really, really need this trip. It's going to be fun. I'm grateful to have such an awesome support system and to be able to do this with my son. So this is my first on-trail pump. There's a first time for everything. Even when you've been backpacking for 10 years, thru hiking for 10 years, there is a first time for everything, always. What in tarnation is this? Unfortunately, I have a split headache. I Probably could have hydrated better before I came on this trek, but also I have been told by my Apple Watch that I only got like 3.5 hours of sleep last night. But I mean, you know, if I wasn't sleep deprived and dehydrated and just ridiculously stressed out, then would it even be a start to one of my thru hikes? Because that's how it's been for all of them. Well, I see where it came from. It's kind of defeating. I'm trying to focus on getting enough calories and also protein. So for protein, I've got some chicken broth, freeze-dried, and then I've got one of my favorite backpacking meals, but it doesn't have any meat. So I've got some chicken that I freeze-dried at home that I'm gonna add to it. Well, I reckon it's gonna be a windy night. I'm really glad I got the zip tent now. It's been honestly kind of a rough day for me. I'm so grateful to be out here. A lot of moving parts had to come together for me to do this, and I've always been hell-bent that when I had babies that I wanted to continue to adventure and do the things that I love to do, because, you know, you can't pour from an empty cup, and you have to take care of yourself, right? Well, my son will be 6 months tomorrow, and I'm extremely grateful that I've gotten to be a mom, but most of his life has been not the experience I thought it was going to be. I don't know if any of y'all have ever dealt with a colicky baby, but it could be a torture method for like crimes of war or something, because at first, you know, it's just terrible. Your baby hurts and you can't do anything to make it better. Nothing. They just scream 24/7. Well, you feel like you can't, but you can actually get to the bottom of it, and it took us months, but we finally did. And so he's not in pain anymore. He's doing so much better as far as that goes. I would say going through the experience of colic, I'm traumatized. Like, I think I need some therapy. Like, it was bad. So I was really hoping like the trail is the place that you come to heal, and I still am hopeful that that will happen. But also I just, even though he'll be coming along, staying at Airbnbs with my mom, I just feel like the worst mom in the world for leaving him. And doing this. And I have planned to a T to make sure that he has all that he needs and everything's handled. I think I really need this, but man, that mom guilt is something serious. Anyway, I busted my tail to make this all happen, and I am so grateful to be out here, but it's like I've struggled with who am I now, you know. I'm a mom, but like that's not my only identity, right? But it's like, oh, it's just hard. So yeah. I'm gonna be okay. I'm hoping that I can finally get some
good sleep tonight. So I think that'll help my headache a lot and the way I'm feeling a lot. So I'm gonna finish up my mushroom risotto when it gets ready and pump one last pump and then get some rest. Right now I can't have dairy, so I couldn't do a creamer of any kind, like powdered milk, like I normally would, because Ratcher, through my breast milk, cannot have dairy, soy, red meat, or pork, eggs. We found out the reason he was colicky is because he has cow's milk protein allergy. So they asked me to eliminate those things from my diet. And actually, they told me I could start bringing back red meat and basically everything but dairy and egg, because I know those things he's reactive to. I didn't want to experiment with that while my mom's taking care of him in case he reverts back, and plus obviously if he was not feeling well I'd want to be with him. So we're just gonna stick to the chicken and fish only and breast milk creamer. Oh no, my shoe just touched snow. Ew. I am finally hitting the top of the first big climb. The wind has still not blown out of here. So I'll be happy to get to the other side of this ridge and start on the downhill. I've got, when I left camp this morning, I had about 4 miles to the first water source, and I had about a half a liter of water, so I'm like, I'm ready to get there. I heard that it's a water source, it's called Bathtub Spring, that some of the, obviously, wildlife use too, so they ask you not to camp right by it and, you know, get your water and kind of move out of the way. But I read some comments that if you back off to the side and just watch, you can see some critters. So I hope that that's true today. And I also read that apparently there's a bear that likes to go bathe in it, so that would be wild. But I'm planning to have some lunch there and just sit and camel up because I'm thirsty. This is some guacamole that I freeze dried, and I had some of it yesterday too, and it reconstitutes pretty nicely. And I'm going on and having my chicken broth packet for lunch since I'm sitting here at the Bathtub Spring water source. Figured I'd go ahead and have it because it's going to be another 12 miles or so before I have a for sure water source. Hello. How's it going?
Thanks, how you doing?
Pretty well.
We have water.
Yes, thank God, right?
Miracle.
I know. It's like a sight for sore eyes in the desert on that climb especially. So.
That was pretty steep, huh?
Yes. And
relentless.
Then I shouldn't even be complaining because I camped on the like the first flat spot. So I have not done a whole lot of miles today, but I got 6. I think I'm gonna go ahead and fill up 6 just because I know I'm gonna camp and I do coffee and use that an Airbnb with my mom, and so they're gonna like leapfrog and
that's
whatever
wonderful.
along the way. Yeah.
So you're gonna get, you'll see him?
Yeah, so I saw him yesterday. I'm gonna see him tomorrow. They're gonna meet me at that Parker Lake trail
Oh, nice.
or
Okay.
whatever. Yeah, and then, probably like 3 days after that. So part of me feels like the worst mom in the world, but
How old did you say he was?
6 months.
Now's the time.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, I am feeling better tonight about things. It helped today. I ran into several different hikers coming and going, and just got to talk to some people and got to my first water source and saw some birds. I don't know. I'm getting a little bit more settled in. Tomorrow I start the big descent back down off of this mountain range. I heard somebody call them Sky Islands. So, and tomorrow will be my first go into town day because I'm gonna get picked up by Mom and Bratcher to go to town for a night and just kind of reassess. I wanted to do a shorter stretch to start with, just to kind of get back into the groove of things and make sure that I had enough battery power for pumping every 3 hours and just all that stuff. So now I'm about to cook myself some dinner. For breakfast this morning, I've got coffee and some freeze-dried sausages I made. Oh! That's sad. I'm gonna eat them anyway. They've just got a few extra minerals now. It's cute though. Is it water or a mirage? There is no actual reliable water for me today. When I left Bathtub Spring yesterday, I filled up to capacity all 6 liters. And I'm really glad that I did, even though it sucked doing the uphills to the campsite last night, because I only have, I think, a little less than 2 liters left right now. But it's a cool day and I'll be able to hydrate well tonight. So it's not a bad idea to stock up on water out here when you can.
This first stretch of trail has actually surprised me with the amount of diversity. Just having some forested areas, and now, whew, I thought that was a snake. It's just a little divot in the dirt, but anyway. And I know when I get up north a little bit more, I'm gonna start seeing those huge cacti that, you know, look like they've got the arms or whatever, and so I'm pretty excited for that. It's just nice that in 20-ish miles the scenery has already changed a few times. I like that when it stays mixed up.
I would too if I lived here.
Yeah?
It's awesome. It's rugged, but it's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It changes a lot
Yeah.
in a short time.
I'm very thankful that we have cool days right now.
Yes.
They're not going to stay that way.
No, I'm worried about the heat in the Grand Canyon when I can manage to get there, but
We'll make it.
yeah.
We'll make it.
I just ran into several other thru hikers and some being triple crowners, like from other trails. One of those being Jolly, who I met before, and he does the Jolly shirts. They're like very pretty and vibrant. And if you see the patterns, like you know what it is. So highly recommend checking those out. But it was cool to run into him, as he said, out here in the wild. I don't know, it's just neat to see people who have kind of had a habit of thru hikes and backpacking, if you will. Also trying to manage it with other aspects of life, you know. And he said, I told him that I was beating myself up and crying the first day. And he's like, no, it makes sense because, you know, it's hard getting out on the trail. In the first few days, it takes a while to get back in the swing of things, and you get homesick. And he's like, I've got a wedding that I'm planning with my fiance, and I've actually got to send an email, you know, when I get service or whatever. And so, I don't know, it's just cool to run into folks like that who can give you a little pep talk, or so you don't feel like the only crazy one, you know, feeling that way. And so it was just really nice to run into those fellas, and I was already feeling a lot better, but it just kind of pushed me over the edge of a whole lot better. So I appreciate them. I am feeling back in my groove, definitely more than I was. So once I get Mom and Bratcher moved to a new Airbnb, then I'll be ready to get out here and tackle some more miles.
I see the sunrise creeping in. Everything changes like the desert wind. Here she comes and then she's gone again. And I'm just a traveler on this earth. Sure as my heart behind the pocket of my shirt. I just keep rolling till I'm in the dirt, 'cause I'm a traveler. Oh, I'm a traveler. I couldn't tell you where I don't know where I'm going, but I've got to go.